Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. We have a beginner level project of doing double sole slippers just like you see. So this is a one-piece unit where the sole is actually doubled up, and you'll see how that's done in just a moment. Recommending a 5.5 millimeter size eye crochet hook as you see in the instructions right there, and this is also using Red Heart Super Saver, and you just need a little bit of yarn for that. So it's a great introductory. So because this is a beginner project, we're gonna assume that you know how to hold the hook, and if you don't, you can find that information here on our YouTube channels in order to get started. So it's a really neat piece of work in order to get. There is also a flower that you see. It's pretty much hidden there, but it's right there. We'll be covering that as well. So without further ado, let me show you what this looks like before it's assembled like this, and it really, once you see it, you probably think it's pretty easy too. Let's begin. So here's the small version, and when you look at the small version here, when I measure it out, it shows that it's about 6 inches for the small version. So if you want to do a bigger version, you'll see that there, and I'll take you back to the pattern and show you that. So there are 3 different sizes. There's small, medium, and large. So what we're going to do then, this is double sole. So when you get this done, it's gonna look like this shape. This here is the top of your foot near the toes. So all you're just gonna do is that you're just going to roll it over, and you're going to sew this section right here, and then you're going to fold it over and then sew this section to here, and here is where your foot will slide into. So we're gonna gather our stitches for the point, and then we're just gonna take these 2 edges and then fold them up and then sew them like this. So this is what it would look like. So you just get to slide in your foot like this. So it gives you double the padding for the base by doing so. So let's take a look at the different sizes. I'm gonna be demonstrating the small size, which is this one right here. So in patterns like this, when there's multiple sizes, instead of providing a different sheet for all the sizes, it's all provided in one. So you'll see here directions are for the small size, changes for sizes medium and large are in the parentheses. So what you have here is that when you start row number 1, it says chain 23, 25, or 27. Which one are you gonna choose? You're gonna do it based on the size. So we have small, medium, and large. So anytime there's a decision to be made, you will pick the size that matches the parentheses. So for example, when it says turn, it will say 21, 23, or 25 stitches, and again it's the size that's going to match. So when we're going to do this, when on the instep up here, you can see that I write down the pattern. So it says repeat rows 3 through to 8. So I put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and as I pass I check, 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 and then rows number 9 through 12, 9, 10, 11, 12, check, 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 and etc. So I just write on the patterns just because I can do that, and then when you do your second pair, you'll already have that written, and then we're just gonna follow this as we have it. So without further ado, let's begin to do this slipper. So it's recommended to leave an extra long tail. So leave the really long tail here so that you can use it to sew in later. And then we're gonna start our slip knot. So we're just gonna wrap our finger twice and create our slip knot like that. And we're gonna insert in our hook. So it says to chain 23, 25, or 27. So we're doing the small size, so we're only gonna do 23. So yarning over, pulling it through. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and finish the number of chains that you want for your size. So in my case it'll be 23. Now that I have my 23 stitches in, you could have 25 or 27, it's all the same as far as what we need to do next. We're gonna go 4 chain from the hook, so just count it back and you see the 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and here's the 4th, and turn it around just to the back hump of the 4th one and double crochet. Once you do the first back hump of the first chain, the chain will stay upside down, and so you'll just grab the next one. So you see how it's just jumping up in front there, and so you'll do the next one, and you're going to double crochet in each one of these chains all the way across to the very end of the chain. So continue to double crochet in the chain all the way across, and I'll leave this with you. Just put me on hold now, and I'll see you at the end of this line. So come right to the very last chain. This is row number 1, and just double crochet, and then you have no more chains to work with, so you have to turn. So it says in row number 2, it says chain 3 counts as a double crochet here and through it. So every time there's chain 3 at the beginning of a row, it means it's already a double crochet. So this is a double crochet, right? And so is this one. So chaining 3 counts as a double crochet. So that means that this one double crochet, that's also a double crochet even though it's a chain. And you're gonna move to your very next one here, and you're gonna double crochet into the stitch all the way across. So do the first one and then go to the next one and you're gonna go all the way across, and this is row number 2, and then we're gonna start then rows 3 through 8 where we just are doing exactly what we're doing, because it says rows 3 through 8, just repeat row number 2, which is what we're doing. Pretty easy, right? So just continue to double crochet all the way across, and now's the time to put me on hold, and I'll see you at the end of the line. So continuing all the way, so where new crocheters mess up is right here at the end. You think you're done, but see this? This is a turning chain. So don't forget to put in a stitch right in that turning chain, right in the top. Don't put it in a space, go stay in the chain itself and double crochet in that one. So the first stitch always looks like it's a little offset. So if you look at the original here, do you see? You see this extra gap right there? That's normal. So if you think you're getting that and you're screwing up, you're not. So now rows number 3 all the way to 8. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check it off on your list. Just do exactly what I just showed you. So chain up 3 counts as a double crochet, and then moving to the next one and double crochet all the way across. And when you get to the other side, don't forget that turning chain to fill that in, and then continue along. So just grab your sheet and do rows number 3 all the way to 8, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. I've now just finished to row number 8, and you will have what will look like a rectangle, and so it should be like parallel to each other. So if you were just building up on the sides there, you will have that, right? So let's turn our work and begin row number 9. So row number 9 is a decision to be made. You are going to chain 3, so let's just do that first. So 1, 2, 3, and it says double crochet in the next 8, 10, or 12. So that's the sizing. So 8 small, medium is 10, and 12 is large. So I'm gonna continue with the small size. So I'm just gonna do a double crochet in the next 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that's it. So this is the spot that we're gonna do that will be is the instep, so it's right over the toe area, right up partially to the top of your, like to the top, it's on the top of your foot. So you're gonna turn your work. So row number 10, 11, and 12 are each going to be the same thing. So just chaining up 3 and just do 1 double crochet in each of the stitches, going just back and forth. So this is row number 10. So this is row number 10. Turn your work and do 11 and 12 the same way. So you're just doing a little bit of section right there. So I'll see you at the end of number 12. So I just finished up to row number 12, and I want to pay attention to where I am. So it's jetting out this way, and I'm sitting right here because row number 13, we're not only gonna just fill this in, but we're gonna create an extra chain so that we can build this out to be bigger once again. So we're going to just chain 3. That counts as your first double crochet, and then we have to then just double crochet into the double crochets that are there, but we need to add an extra 14 chains at the end of this. So I'm not technically counting until I get to the chain area, to be quite honest with you, because honestly you don't really need to. So coming right to the end of that, but we're not gonna turn yet, so come into the turning chain. And now we're gonna add 14 more chain. So 1, and that's for all sizes, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And now we're gonna turn the whole thing and then begin row number 14. 14, we're gonna go 4th chain from the hook just like we did before. So 1, 2, 3, turn it around to get the back hump only. And you're gonna double crochet in each of these chains until you get to the main part of the project, and then you'll just jump and continue to crochet on the main project itself. So it's a way of building out without having to join a brand new piece together. So it's a neat idea, and let's just continue to go. Once you come into the one just before the end, just turn it around and make sure you have them in everything, and then just jump into the first stitch just like that. So when you do that, you'll either have 21 stitches, 23, or 25. So you may want to verify that. So do you see how it looks like it's skipping a stitch? I probably am skipping a stitch, so I'm just gonna pull it out. So if it looks wrong, just now's the time to correct it. And usually in a tutorial I would act something like that so that I don't show you those kind of errors, but if you run into that, it's an easy fix. Just pull out and just reset and it looks better. So continue to go now all the way to the end of the row, and I'll see you there in just a moment. And then we're gonna do row number 15 all the way to 21 with what you already know to build it the other side of this slipper. So I'm coming up to the end of the row and just doing the turning chain, and now rows number 15 all the way to 21 you're going to just put in a double crochet in each of these stitches all the way across. So chaining up 3 and double crochet in each, and please do this now rows number 15 all the way to 21 and check it off your list, and then join me back here in just a moment. So I've now just come up to the end of row number 21 and that's it for me. So we want to fasten it up, but we want to leave an extra long tail, and we're just gonna pull that tail through the final loop to lock it. So this side here should look the same. So if you put it over top of each other, it should look like a train in front of a drain. Well, I know I'm stretching. So if you look at it from this perspective, they match. So now we're going to begin, and we're gonna roll this in a way that we have to sew it twice when we go across. So let's do that next, and let's grab a tapestry needle and let's begin. So we have our shape, and all we're just gonna do is we're gonna take the one side and we're just going to match it to the beginning of the other side here. Do you see that? So just at the beginning, and we're gonna take that long tail that you did, you'll have it on both sides, and you'll take a tapestry needle and you're just gonna weave in and out of the stitch work, and because the stitches match each other, you're just gonna do what is called as a whip stitch. So you're just gonna match it. So you're just going to go into the next stitch on this one here, and then the next stitch on this one here. And we're gonna continue to do that all the way around. Sometimes the tapestry needles make a difference, so I'm putting on a leather needle. I kinda like it better. I've been using it a lot longer. And I'm just matching stitch to stitch going all the way across, and I want you to do the same thing. This is called whip stitching. And then we're gonna continue to roll it again, and then we're gonna whip stitch one more time. So please do this all the way across, and I'll see you at the end of the row. So I'm now coming to the area where this fold stops. So when I get closer, I'm just going to continue to match the line to the line. Okay, so there's just match what you see. Just coming in one side and then going in the other, and you'll do that across. So continue to do that all the way across, and I'll see you visually on the other side. I forgot that was there. So if you look at it in whip stitching, it looks pretty seamless on either side. So let's continue there. I'll see you back here in a moment. I'll show you how to get rid of this yarn tail. When you get all the way to the other side, I just went right into the top of the turning chain. So what you wanna do is you wanna tie a slight knot here. So just put it through, make a knot. Just do that twice in and then through the hole. Now to get rid of this yarn tail so it never pops out on you, this is the secret with crochet, is that if you drag it through the stitch work 3 times, so just going into the stitch work, just go once, and when you pull on it you don't want to change the shape of anything, so just pull on it just a taut, and then go second time across, and then third time. So go back and forth 3 times. Your project can never stretch in 3 different directions at the same time, so that should never fall out on you. And therefore that one's done. We're now going to continue to fold this even more. So we're gonna take this fold now, this is the other strand, and you fold it over like so. And what we want to do is we want to match this edge together with the other edge like so. So let's continue to do that. So just do what you already know. So match stitch to stitch, just put it into the tapestry needle and whip stitch across, and I will meet you on the other side. So just start in the first one, stitch to stitch, and then just kind of sandwich them together, and then this should whip stitch together nicely. And I'll see you at the end of this row, and when it gets to this area here, just like you did, just put it up and just have it match like so. When you get to the end, I don't want you to fasten off. What I want you to do is that I want you to go through both of the layers, and we're gonna do a clothesline effect. So we're just gonna wrap it, and we're just gonna continue just to grab on the layers and circle around the hole. And what we're going to do is that we're just gonna pull on that string and it's gonna pull everything nice and tight, which will close in the top of the toe area. Make sure you stay within the stitch work, but don't go into like gapping spaces in the sense of opening up those gaps. Just stay right in the stitches itself. And you're gonna go all the way around, and then when you get all the way around you're just gonna tug on it. So I'll see you there in just a second. Make sure that you do go right up over top of this strand, this piece right here. It's only a one ply area, but you still want to continue to do that. Stay within the stitch work itself. If you go into excessive gaps, then what's gonna happen, it's gonna pull those gap spaces open. And once you get all the way around, we're gonna tug on it. So I'm all the way around, and let's just kind of stabilize it and pull. Okay, so once you get it as close as you need to get it, then we're gonna finish that off. So look at the top of the area here, and then we're just going to go across. So we want to seal that hole, so just going across on a diagonal and pull that shut, and then go back in and go in the other, so go in like a cross shape so that it closes it in. And then once you're good with that, then you're just gonna tie it in a knot like we did before, and then weave in your ends back and forth 3 times. I would take your time on the toe area. It's obviously gonna be a used area of your sock, and then, or of your slipper, and then just start gliding it in back and forth 3 times to hide in the loose end. And we still have one more area to sew, and then we're just gonna show you how to do the flower. If you would like to add that, the flower won't do that, won't be a determination for the construction. So if you leave it off, that's completely up to you. But we still have to sew the back of the heel next. So we're just gonna take these 2 layers and just fold it in half, and then bring them together like this, and therefore you're gonna have your slipper construction. To do the back, you'll need a spare piece of yarn, and what I recommend is creating a slip knot on the one side. Do a long tail so that you can use that to hide it in later, and then the other side you'll put it in a tapestry needle. Eventually we're gonna have to flip this inside or outside right. So right now we're kind of looking at the inside of the slipper. So we're gonna flip it eventually. So we just want to fold this in half, and then take your needle and just go through, and that little slip knot we just did, throw your needle through there, and then that'll lock it. And you're just gonna whip stitch across all of the layers, so make sure you get the both on each side. And we still have a little bit of finishing technique around the center of the hole that's in the top. But what we need to do is finish this first and then flip it the other way so that the good side's facing out. Once you get all the way to the top, just get rid of this yarn now, create that knot that we know about, and then just weave in your yarn back and forth a total of 3 times. And then you also want to do that with the beginning yarn as well. Just go back and forth 3 times to hide that in the back. Now there is a loop on this thing if you would like to do it, but we don't want to apply it yet. We want to flip it the other way and then do the closing seam first. Now that the back seam is done, I'm just going to now flip it the other way, and now there is your slipper here. And then with the fold here, we want to put in a single crochet around the top of this area here to make it this fold permanent. You see how it's just resting with each other. Just kind of stretch it out a little bit and then we're gonna do that. So if you'd like to add a few more rounds to close it in even more, you can do so as well. So let's continue to do that next, and I'll show you that. So take your yarn and create a slip knot and start at the back of the heel. Just go right near the seam line, and what you're doing is you're creating the fold to be permanent, and just join it, chain 1, and do 1 single crochet in evenly all the way around the top. So if you'd like this to be a little bit taller, just keep going around in circles, and I'm going right up over top of the straggler so that I can hide it, and I'm just going in, I'm just matching what I see. So I'm kind of going in between the stitches. Do you see there? I'm just kind of going in between, and this will help it keep that permanent fold. So do this all the way around, and you will eventually end up on the instep. So just trace it across evenly and then back down the other side, and then you're good to go. So if you'd like to go around again, you can, but you only need to go around once for this pattern. When you go across the instep, don't go into a gapping space because it'll pull it open. Stay always within the chain work itself, and when there's opportunities, just jump in between stitch work and just evenly space it. So you don't have to worry about counting or anything like that. And then eventually you'll come into the other side of the instep and just work your way along the side. So you will notice that these slippers are stretchable, which is part of the appeal to it as well. So once you get to the other side, just do what you already did before. Just stay within the stitches and single crochet to the back. Once you're at the back of the heel area, if you would like to create a loop that you can see, then what you just have to do is just chain a total of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now just second chain from the hook, the back hump only of the chain, single crochet all the way back. And what our goal is then we'll just fold that over and sew it into position, and then you have a loop on the back. So if you don't want to put a loop, you don't have to, and if you don't want to put a loop, just slip stitch to the beginning of the single crochet down back at the back of the heel, and then just weave in your ends and you're done. So I'm just gonna put in a loop there because that's what it's suggesting in the pattern. I don't know if I would do it with my own if it was for me generally, but people may have a desire to hang it up. So you get all the way back to the bottom, just slip stitch it to the beginning single crochet when you started the round, and then just pull through and then cut the yarn and pull that yarn through. You're gonna use that yarn that you just pulled through as the securing yarn to form that loop. So put the tapestry needle back in and just fold it over and just match it to the project, and then you'll have a loop just in case you want to hang it up in your closet or something. Okay, so we have a flower yet to do, and let's talk a little bit about the flower, and then the flower will then go on top, and it's completely accessory so it doesn't affect the construction in any way. So here's the flower, and we're gonna start off, and all this flower is that it's just a curlicue kind of concept, and it's just done in a spiral, and then it's just attached to the top. So it's just continuing to spiral it up, and we just use the tapestry needle in order to secure it right into position. So then it'll just go right on top just like that. So let's show you how to do that, and then I'll sew this one to it. So let's begin. Leave an extra long tail that you'll use to sew. The flower looks complicated, but it's not, so just bear with me here as we begin to do it. So you want to chain a total of 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So this is the backbone of the flower. So we're gonna go 4th chain from the hook, and we're gonna do something 3 times in order to start the first one, and then it's 1 time for each one of the chains. So let's just bring you in a little closer right here. And 4th chain from the hook, so 1, 2, 3, turn it around and get the back hump only. So in the 4th chain from the hook, you're gonna double crochet first, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch to the same chain. You want to do that for the very first one a total of 3 times. So that was 1. So chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, double crochet into the same one, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, come back to the same one, and do that one more time. So chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, double crochet the same one, and then chain 3 to come back down, and then slip stitch again. So you're gonna do, you just put 3 into 1. The rest of these chains now just have one of those into each. So if you cannot find the back stitch, it's really easy to hide this one because it's in a spiral. So you're just gonna slip stitch to the next one first, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, double crochet in the same one, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into the same one. So all that goes into the same one. Then once you're ready, you go on to the next one. So slip stitch first, chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, double crochet into the same one, and then come down. So 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. And you're just gonna do that in each of the chains going all the way down, and you'll see this starting to twist and turn, and so it'll just keep on turning, and then you just have a nice spiral, and then you're gonna use the long tail ends to sew it in. So let me take the other one and show you that. So if I were you and you were me, I would, when I go to spin this one, I would do it nice and tight in the very beginning, and then I would just get a little bit bigger, so just be a little more relaxed in the spiral so that the bottom petals just come out a little bit further. Like so. And then once you're satisfied, you're gonna take the one tail end, hopefully you've left them long enough for you, and you want to work your way up through the flower from the box, from the bottom side. So you're just gonna go and turn it over and just come through and go right to the top, and then just kind of reposition things down and then jump all the way back to the bottom. And you might want to go back and forth a total of 3 times. This is just supposed to be kind of loose, just extra frill for your slipper. Once you're satisfied with that, it's a now one piece unit, and you can just take it to your slipper, and then you just can just go down through the top and pull it. So let me just back you out a little bit here. Pull it through. Okay, and once you've done that, go on the inside of the slipper and back through the flower right to the top again, and maybe you want to do that 3 times or more. So it's important that you leave in these tails. And therefore you can build a flower into the top section right here. Once you're satisfied with how it's fitting and it's not easily falling off at all, so just go on the inside of it, just turn it a little bit for you, and then just make your knot. I would do 2 of those, 1 and 2, and at this point you just have to hide in the loose ends now, so just gliding back and forth 3 times. So once, twice, and 3 times. Now there was 2 strands on that flower, so this is the one that is securing everything in a position. So the other one's just more of just getting rid of the tail end. So how I would do that one is just take it and just drag it down underneath the slipper. So just underneath to the inside, and again go back and forth 3 times, and then hide that in, and then your slipper is good to wear. You just got to do 2 of those. So if it were me and I were you, I would do it like an assembly line, so I would have done 2 flowers at the same time. I would do your soles at the same time, and then do all this extra stuff at the same time for both, and therefore you don't have to keep reading the instructions back and forth. So this would be how you would complete a slipper, and it's really neat, and it's a beginner level, and once you have it on your feet you'll see that it will stretch out quite nicely, and it's good to go. and we also have other slippers available on our YouTube channel just in case you're interested. Have a good one, and we hope to see you again real soon. It's Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com.